What's up, Kabroda crew? Welcome back. Thank y'all for joining. Hope y'all are doing well again today. Back on it for another little check out of the market, see what's going on, see what we got here that we can look at, see if we can get any trades or anything like that. Yesterday was a little bit of a crazy day after we got off the live. Had a pretty decent little spike up, and then right after that we ended up doing a bearish engulfing candle for the last 3 bullish candles, and then it almost took out the 4th even. So basically kind of flipped the script there, ruined our whole kind of upward momentum that we had kind of going there for that breakout there, and then we actually ended up coming down and breaking out to the downside. So pretty impressive price action yesterday. Nothing really that was, saying that we could trade it. We didn't have any trades going on yesterday, so mainly it was just, kind of interesting to watch, I guess, with the spike up like that and then spike back down. And then, we kind of ran down, and that kind of puts us in a different situation for today, being down here at around that 75,000 range, 75 to 76,000 range. So interesting there how that all went down. We're gonna see how it sets up today. We'll have to throw the levels on there, see what we got. It's looking pretty promising for another short, so we'll have to check that out, see what we think of it. It's still waiting on that 8:30 candle, 8:30 to 8:45 to kind of see what's gonna happen. I'm kind of wondering if it's gonna just go down there and hit the full target, but we'll have to see as we kind of throw that under the chart and see what happens. So yeah, let's see who's here. So we got Terry here, so good morning, Terry, thanks for joining. And also looks like Kathleen's here, so thanks for joining, gal. We're glad to see y'all here and hanging out at our channel every day. If y'all wouldn't mind, make sure you hit that like, and if you're not already, hit that subscribe so you can see more of our content. Yeah, we're gonna jump in here and get to it, see what we got on the market. So we'll head on over to Kabroda.com, kind of see what's going on. Like I said, this is not open to the public right now, because we're kind of going through some changes, changing things up, seeing what we can do a little different, kind of switching some stuff up. So we'll kind of let you all know as we get more into it, kind of what we're thinking is going to happen. But for right now, it's kind of up in the air. So regardless of that, though, we got a BTC bearish trade looking today. So yesterday, if you remember, we were kind of more bullish, even though we didn't really have a trade. We were more bullish looking. Today we flipped that. We're actually looking more bearish. So you can see in the different levels, we have the breakout, the breakdown level. Just a little different, basically the same thing that we had before, just a little bit different looking. It's saying we're burning out, we're looking to trade down. Ethereum's looking the same way. Solana is still building, but obviously the trade is thinking that it's going to be more of a bearish trade. Mostly it trades with BTC, so seeing the opposite there is not really good. It's not something that would be super interesting to kind of look at. So we'll jump in here though and see what the BTC trade is looking like. You can see we have some new stuff on here. So we got our analysis here, so you can go, you could, if you guys had the site, you could read through this and kind of see like what's going on. And we can if we want. So we got a bear wave 4 bounce. It's about 81.5% complete. Price is pulled back from yesterday's 77,321.3 breakout attempt, and it's now trading at 75,874. Having failed to hold above the 76,980 level to the 77,133 range. That definitely captured yesterday's bid. The failure is structural. Yesterday's 1 hour bullish momentum rotation did its work and spin itself out by reaching that 77,908 level. That's a maximum gravity wall. So it's essentially saying that that was the highest that was the level kind of with the highest like pull towards it. So if we're like looking at it as like the levels are magnets, that one had the most like magnetism kind of pull price action towards it. All right, now the green entry is realigned with the macro trend. The 4 hours bearish trend, negative momentum. RSI is at 40.8, and the 1 hour is bearish trends despite a positive momentum flicker. RSI is at 39.9. This confirms recovery fuel and just residue. It confirms no recovery fuel, just residual noise. The London Open, Joel printed closed gate with low conviction, bearish direction. I don't know. I mean, we could read through the whole thing, but basically it's just saying that structural wise, we've kind of flipped from being more of a longer to a short trade. If you kind of read through this, it's kind of it thinking. So you can see we got our trade set up in here, and then a little confusing because it says a couple of different things that if you looked at it, you'd be like, what? But it is in fact saying we do have a short trade. And then down here at the bottom, we got our original, look for how we kind of had it before. So over here, you can put in the amount you want to risk, and then how much you're risking, blah, blah, all that. And then it will kind of populate these, well, you can't really see them, they're right behind me, but it's kind of the 3 levels right under the red and green target and entry and stop right there. So then below that is going to be kind of how much money you're going to put onto the market. It's essentially what it is. So we kind of got that. I already put that on my chart, so we'll go check that trade out. But you can see it's a grade A. We got a macro bias alignment confirmed, and we have clear airspace down to target 1. So looking pretty good for that down trade to target 1. Grade A means we're taking 30% off at 1, and then we're taking 70 at 2, or 3 if you're feeling lucky. So we'll have to kind of go over and check that out, see what's going on with that one. First, we'll grab the levels here. Look at something like that. So we already got a little bit of a breakdown right now. We broke down below level, got a close actually. So this 30-minute candle is looking pretty promising for a continuation of the run down. However, that 30-minute candle, like we said before, you can trade before it, but it is more sketchy for sure to trade before it. 30-minute, the 8:30 candle typically is where you see a lot of volume come in. You'll see spikes in weird directions. You'll see sometimes just rip down to where you want it to go, but a lot of times you'll see it actually rip in the opposite direction. And if you had gotten into it soon, early, you would kind of see it rip up, hit you out, and then come back down and run the way that you wanted it to the whole time. So typically we tell everybody, watch out, don't get in on that 30-minute candle, educational purposes only, but that's typically what we'd say. If you're saying, oh, well, I want to just jump in because we got to close below, typically we say, yeah, wait for that 30-minute candle. Can you not? Yes, you definitely could not. I wouldn't say a lot of times. There's definitely times when it does just continue ripping down. Like you'll see the close down here below the breakdown level before the 8:30, and then you'll see the continuation, much like it's looking like it's going to do today. So we'll kind of, see what's going to happen here, but it's definitely looking likely today. Here we'll throw the trade here. This is what it's looking like. There we go. So you got your breakdown here, you got your entry, and then your trade down to target 1 is there, and then target 2 is down there. So if we were throwing that on the chart, you would have entered, well, technically I guess you could have gotten in there. We'll say we got in not very good. So around there. So you could have gotten at 0.62 there for target 1, and about a 1-to-1 for target 2 if you got it at a bad spot. I guess if you got it perfectly, the ratios would be a little bit better. You probably made close about 8-to-1, 0.8 to 1, and then a little over a 1 to 1 down here for target 2. So not bad, you know, pretty decent little trades there. We could be looking pretty good here. So we'll see how it goes for the day, see what happens here. Like I said, it depends on price action, but it is looking pretty decent here for the trade to the downside. It's definitely what we're looking at today. It's what I would be checking out and getting ready to jump into. Honestly though, it looks like we could just get that 830 candle right down to the target. I don't even know what these are. These are some kind of fib lines. For a while ago, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what those are, so we're just gonna take those off. Turn these back on. Yeah, we are looking pretty good for that down run. I do wonder though if it is just gonna run down. Add these back into this. Update that a little bit. Didn't really change very much of anything. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's the trade though. That's kind of what we're looking at. Looking like we're gonna drop down right now. Pretty likely. Makes you wish you got in, right? We'll just pretend we got in though there. Taking a little trade down. We went and watched the Mandalorian Grogu last night. That was pretty good. Pretty good movie actually. Little trying to figure out what's going on there. Like you know, I don't know if nobody watched the show, I guess it wouldn't make sense, but it's just kind of, you know, after the last season ended, you're kind of wondering like what's I don't know. You're kind of wondering like, okay, what are they gonna do now? And then the movie, it was good, but it just, I don't know, it didn't really like satisfy that like, oh, what are they gonna do? I guess so. I don't know. You have to go check it out. Like, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It just wasn't. I don't know. It was good. It was a good movie. It just didn't. It didn't really end it like I thought it was going to. So, I guess maybe they're gonna make another one or something. We'll see. But yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good Star Wars movie. Definitely a good watch. They have a ton of stuff in the theater too. You can go get different like little Yoda or Grogu hats and all sorts of like crazy little things. But yeah, a pretty good movie though. A long movie definitely, but it was pretty good. I liked it. Person I went with liked it too, so we were pretty excited about that movie. Man, we're so close to just hitting this trade right now. Woo woo! Let's check out the ETH trade actually. Let's see what we got on there. It'd be pretty sad if we just missed this thing right now. Yeah, like if the ETH just hit and we missed it, I'm grabbing this stuff in the site, throw it on here. Oh man. 30-minute candle, same thing. Oh, we did get close. We just closed our 30-minute. Nice. So now we're looking for maybe a pullback before we drop down to target 1. Let's see what the ETH says though here on the targets. So we got our ETH trade on there. This is not the trade. Let's throw the trade on there here. There we go. This is what the ETH trade looks like right there. So kind of similar to BTC, I guess. Looks pretty similar. Little target there. Got our target 1, target 2. So target 1 about almost 1-to-1 if you got it right at the level. So maybe trigger order there. Obviously you want to see BTC though, confirming that if we do end up trying to get it in. Oh, there it is. Yeah, a little better on Solana, I guess. You can't quite get a 1-to-1 here on Bitcoin at that level. Looking something like that. See what we got here. Running the levels. Yeah, looking pretty good for the downside trade here. But I don't know if it'll let us get in, Yeah, it'd have to come up pretty far to get us into the trade, but we'll kind of see. We'll say we threw it on there, see if we can get in or not. It could be a pretty tough trade there. We'll see. Maybe it'll come up, get us in and then come back down. That'd be a nice little trade there. See what happens. It is looking pretty nice though for that downside trade. Just saying, we got a lot of the stuff kind of lining up. Looks like the end of the wave 4, bull up run, I guess, between the trades could be in. So once we kind of get the, I guess that probably didn't make sense, but we're on the wave 4 of the bear run, so we should see a little bit more up, but it also could be kind of flipping right here. This could be the end of that wave 4 and maybe we're starting to run down. We say 80% done because just based off TA and stuff, it should run up a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that it actually has to. It just means that technically it should run up a little bit more, but price is never like that exact. So seeing it run up but not like run up right to the level where you thought it would it's common. Like it's not a weird thing. So I mean, if TA was that exact, we'd all be millionaires. Definitely not. So just it'll just take time. Yeah, I think there's too much interesting stuff happening. Nothing crazy. School's all getting out for everybody. That's always we live in a college town, so it's always tough to, you know, get around town whenever school gets out. Everybody's trying to go everywhere. You got all these graduations happening, all that kind of stuff. I believe school's actually officially out now, but I'm not 100%. This it might be the last week for certain people. So I think there's like 1 or 2 schools. There's some schools around us that do like they take like Fridays off, like they only go to school Monday through Thursday, and then Friday they don't go to school. So those schools are the ones that have to go later. Typically, I think they're like have to be there for like 2 or 3 weeks longer because of the Friday thing. So yeah, I think most of them are out by now, though. That was kind of last weekend was kind of our big graduation weekend. I think. I don't know. It's kind of just a month-long thing, really, because you got different schools are doing graduation, and then you got, you know, the college has got their graduation going on, so we don't have. You got that going on. That's almost worse because you just got a ton of like people flooding into town, and you got people kind of going over. I think that was like 2 weeks ago, and then last week was mostly high school, I think. So I don't know, maybe we got like one or 2 more weekends maybe, and then we'll be ready for summer. I'm excited though. You know, it's starting to warm up, starting to get a little better weather. Getting about the time when we could go jump in the lake, have some fun, do a little wakeboarding and stuff like that. So pretty excited for that to come around. I'm just excited for it to be warm though, honestly. So it's been like warm-ish lately, but we have like weird temperature drops. Like it'll be like really, really hot one day, and then the next day it'll be like hot still, but then it'll cool off really fast. So I don't know, it's just been kind of a weird temperature lately. But yeah, we'll see how the weather is. I'm excited though for it to get a little warmer. Excited to do some stuff. Got a little vacation planned too, so excited for that to come up. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do channel wise at that point too. So yeah. Man, I was really hoping this thing would come up a little bit more, get us in, but we'll see. I don't know, it's probably gonna go down there, but it's one of those like you don't want to take it right there because it's so close to the target already. Like you're not gonna really make much of anything, and then your stop has to be way out there. Yeah, I mean it'd be you know, money's money, I guess, but I don't know, I wouldn't like that. Each trader his own, you know, though. Somebody could like that, maybe. Yeah. We'll see. Got about another 5 minutes before 9 o'clock, and then probably call it for the day. We jump back on here tomorrow, kind of check everything out, see where the market's at then. But you know, we don't want to keep y'all too long, and I mean, this thing could fire. I guess this thing could hit the levels, but yeah, we don't want to keep everybody too long. We'll definitely let you know pretty soon here what we're planning on doing with all of the different levels and stuff like that coming here into Kabroda, and all of the different things that we're working on, you know, bringing in and all of that. So you guys will want to stay tuned for the next little bit, you know, just kind of going over all of that. Hopefully we'll be able to start kind of bringing out some more videos too soon. We've been putting a lot of work into the website, so the channel's kind of been more second hands, you know, lately. There hasn't been a whole lot of, you know, new content made or anything like that. And I guess we're posting a lot of shorts, but that's, you know, that's, I don't know, that's just kind of how it is. I guess when you have a channel, you typically post a lot of shorts, but definitely not a lot of video coming out, a lot of video content. So we'll be jumping on that, making some more content, some more videos like that. So you'll definitely have to stay tuned if you're interested in checking those out and getting into that. You know, checking out our new videos, kind of going over educational stuff on TA, and just kind of talking about what we see, you know, maybe more of like different concepts and stuff like that. And we're trying to use more current price action. Typically we'll have, like, whenever we post a video, we'll be talking about price action of that day. It's what we're going for, so that way if y'all watch it quick, you could kind of go back and check it out, and then I guess if you watch it you know, later, you could always go back to just know what day it is, because we'll be talking about it. But yeah, those, we should be able to make some more probably next week, I would think. As far as the site goes, just like the back end, it's pretty much, it's getting pretty close to being done. So shouldn't take too long before we kind of finish it up, and then we'll be ready to go. Here we go. Maybe we're coming up to get us in. Maybe. Just maybe. I did notice on the battle box here, whenever we're on the main screen, it did update itself, so we're looking more exhausted now rather than just what it was like burning before. So getting to that point of exhaustion, I think that's probably because we dropped below our breakdown range. So we dropped below our level at 75.3, and then got that closed, so then we kind of flipped to be more exhausted. If you look at the bearish thing here over on ETH, actually went 5 of 5. Bearish for BTC is still 4 of 5. I think, I want to say that that's probably because one of the 5 things is probably BTC is aligned with it, but I guess it would have been aligned earlier, so I don't know. Solana also flipped to being exhausted too, so interesting there. That actually might be something we need to kind of work on, but who knows, we'll see. I'm gonna close this here. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens here with price action. No, it's definitely looking like a short day today, so wouldn't be betting long or anything, but we're ready for that short. We'll see if it really lets you in, or if it's just gonna kind of run down, you know, and it might just go to target from here. So that wouldn't be the worst thing. Obviously we wouldn't get the trade, but you know, nice to see some of the trades kind of playing out anyways, especially with how the market's been. You know, I was just watching a video right before this, kind of with somebody that we kind of have watched before. I don't know what her actual name is, I guess, but on YouTube she goes by Peachy Investor, I think is what it is. But yeah, she was posted like a short, or I want to say it was like, I don't know, recently, let's just say that. Recently she posted a short. It was kind of just going over, like, she was talking about how you shouldn't trade every day, which is, a good lesson. It's important. But she was saying, like, some days you go to the market and you just don't like it, and so you don't trade. And then she was kind of talking about how the market's not been that great this last, lately, which is, exactly what we've been kind of saying. So I don't know. It's just nice to hear it from a different perspective, I guess. Somebody else, kind of saying it. And, I just say that to kind of point out, look, it's hard and it's tough. Multiple people are having a tough time trading right now. Maybe they're not like losing a ton of money or anything, but finding a good trade or finding solid trades is been pretty tough lately. She even admitted she hadn't been trading a lot lately. So yeah, definitely something to check out. But anyways, thank you all for watching. We're gonna head out. We gotta go get ready and get some stuff done after the live stream. But yeah, thank y'all for joining. Thanks for coming in and checking us out, and see what's going on with the market. We'll see how our trade plays out, and we'll be kind of going over it tomorrow on Thursday in the morning. We'll be live again at 8:30 a.m. CST. So if y'all are interested in checking us out again, make sure you're there. Excuse me. If you're worried you're gonna miss it, you can hit that bell notification down there. That'll actually get you some notifications and stuff like that for our videos, and that way you can tell when we're gonna post or when we post a video. And I think you can even like change it too, so you could only get certain parts, certain videos, or different things like that. So definitely hit that if you guys are interested in checking us out again tomorrow. Like I said, 8:30 a.m. CST. We'll be live again tomorrow. Back on the market, back on checking everything out. We'll be showing off our system again tomorrow, kind of seeing what's going on. We'll let y'all know, what it's calling for the day, and we'll see what happens today. And we'll kind of go over that tomorrow, like I said. So thank y'all for joining. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. And happy trading to y'all. See ya.